What's up YouTube? My name's Tommy and this is Small and Fun. Today we're going to be talking about and working on the mini bike, so stick around. Alright guys and girls, like I said, today we're working on the mini bike. So, can y'all see that? It is cold. So, what we have here is an older Coleman mini bike. And one thing that I really like about mini bikes is that there's so many kinds of go-karts out there. So many different brands, so many different classic and antique, what's the word, vintage go-karts out there that they all kind of blend together, and it just kind of turns into what kind of special stuff you have done to the go-kart to make it special. But for mini bikes, there's been one that just has always been there and has always been the picture in people's minds, and to me that is the Coleman mini bike. Whether it's a CT 100 or CT 200 or CT 200 off-road special super version, but the Coleman mini bike has always been there. And if you ask somebody what kind of mini bikes are out there, they're probably going to be able to tell you that the Coleman was there. So this mini bike is riddled with problems that need to be fixed. Right now it is rideable, but rideable just is not good enough sometimes. The forks are bent, and I'm going to go around with the camera later and show you these issues, but the forks are bent because it's hit a couple of fences, and it hit the fences because the brakes were not up to par. Some of the items that we need to fix on this mini bike, the cables that are on it right now do not belong to the attachments, so they're kind of sloppy. On top of that, they're just routed wrong and they look like garbage, so I've got two brand new cables sitting over there, and we're going to replace the cables on this mini bike. The forks are bent, like I said before. There's this weird doohickey right there. There's this weird doohickey right here where the fender used to mount. It looks like some sort of like a T-handle that you would use to tighten something. I don't know. So that needs to be taken off, and those tabs either taken off or a new fender put on it. And get the brake system working right. That brake will lock up the back wheel, and that's awesome, but the cable's the main issue right now, so I guess it's not fair to say fix the brake system when the brake system's working how it's supposed to.
I bet y'all didn't know that Igloo made mini bike stands, did you? They don't. It's a cooler. Like I said, we're in West Texas. Please excuse the noise in the background. I had to turn my heater on because it is ridiculously cold. And I'm not wearing a jacket because they don't look good on video. Oh, I'm so dumb sometimes. Let's get that front tire off. The first thing we're going to work on are the forks. We're going to get those things straightened back out. All right, I'm going to grab some tools. All right, guys, if you can't see my face the whole time, that's why I have a microphone, but I got my butt over by this heater so it'll stay warm. And this is the angle I need to be at to take off this wheel. So, without further ado, that's not the right size wrench. Yep, stand by. Okay, I got the proper wrenches now. Let's see what we can't do here. Oh, that was so easy. So if you guys out there have one of these mini bikes and you're taking off your front wheel, make sure you remember with these spacers in here that one is longer than the other. Now, whereas it should be pretty easy to figure it out if you get them mixed up, just keep that in mind, because you don't want to put it back together and your wheel's all off to the side, and then you got to take it back apart and switch your spacers, and that is not a steady engine stand. I'm going to have to write Coleman and do a review and tell them that their engine stand just isn't working too well. All right, got a little persuasion device here. See, sometimes all it needs There's a little bit of persuasion. Excuse me. Ooh. Yeah, this Coleman engine stand, that thing needs some work in the design department. This is a horrible engine stand, you guys. You get out of here. Okay. This heater is really hot, and I guess that's why it's called a heater. I'm gonna have to take off the handlebars all the way. All right, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that thing. Look at me. I'm a 15-year mechanic, and I'm sitting here tightening up the bolt. I hope my mic sounds better. In the last clip I recorded, it was the gain was turned up way too high, and I sounded like I was screaming into the microphone. As far as audio quality goes, it wasn't loud or anything. Well, oh, okay, just washers, we're good. I was gonna say there's a bunch of hardware coming out. I hope I can line it all up again later. It's just washers. So. Don't worry guys, I have a welder if this breaks. That is not working in the least bit. I'm gonna do something ridiculous. Okay, I've taken off my microphone and I'm gonna sledgehammer this thing. Yep, that's what we're doing. Something ridiculous. Okay, well, after an appropriate amount of what I would call fiddle farting around, I've gotten the handlebars straight as I can get them. I think it's good enough. They were bent back way too far and it was just weird to ride. So now we are going to get into putting it back on and getting that front wheel back on and moving on to the next issue. So let's get going. I bent the wham out of these fender brackets. We have wrenches in hand. That sweet bracket is going to be in my way. This thing is going to be painted a really sweet blue color. It's got metal flakes in it. It's just going to be awesome. And I think the engine cover, I think I'm going to take it back to a red. Get the whole blue and red theme going on. That's a pretty cool theme. I learned when I was young, and I used to ride dirt bikes a lot, that you don't want your steering to be too tight because it makes it hard to steer. And it's very, very dangerous. But that's good right there. Put the big old wrench on it. A big old crescent wrench works really well for bending small tabs of metal, by the way. All right, that's out of the way enough. It'll clear the steering system. All right, we are ready for a front tire. Woot, woot. Okay, We've got our front tire here. Grab our spacers. And there we have it. We have a front tire on a straight fork. What? And remember guys, straight is a relative term. Y'all want to know what else is really dumb? Is this throttle return spring was hooked up to the throttle cable. It's an ironic twist of fate. Okay, that's enough bad jokes for right now. I can't promise the rest of the video, but for right now, we're going to take off the brake cable. And that's sad because I had just gotten the rigged up cable to start working-ish. Okay, there's that. And then for this throttle cable. So yeah, like I was saying, we're gonna paint this thing up and get it looking sweet. Straighten out them handlebars all the way. I have a little plan in my head. And normally I'd like to keep this a secret and make it a surprise, but in an attempt to elicit some comments from my viewers, I'm gonna ask you guys the question. On this frame, I'm gonna leave the Briggs on there. So on this frame, I'm thinking about cutting it out and coming at an angle like this, okay? And then do a two-piece seat where this part is hinged and back here, put some springs on it and just kind of give it a more modern look, maybe like a little bit of a bobber look, or just make it look different a little bit. So in the comments, let me know what you think, if that would be cool. Just think about that, it would just clear the engine right here and put a Springer seat on it and have my wife reupholster the seat, make it look nice. And that's not just me saying she's gonna do it. She's actually volunteered her help, which I am greatly appreciative of because she's awesome with that stuff. She did a go-kart that we owned previously, before the channel. That was one of the go-karts that the kids just decided that they weren't interested in anymore after we had purchased it and put a bunch of hard work into it. That little throttle adjustment screw thing right there on the Butterfly is going to be a good cable attachment point. Yep. Okay, old cables are off. Time for some new cables. Because it's there, it's working. I don't like it, but it works. So I'm going to leave it for now, just for now. Hey, what's up, dude?
Hi.
Sneaking up on me.
How's it going?
It's going. I got your front fork straightened out.
Yeah.
That's done. Okay, I just realized that I was shooting my whole lower body and you couldn't see what was going on up here. Sorry. This is gonna be like, we're gonna put it back together and do a shakedown. And then the paint series is going to start after the time trial runs. We are going to do a hot lap episode out on the track, and we're going to get our baseline hot laps. I get to cut a brand new cable in hopes that it won't fray and completely just mess me up. Whew, I hate doing that. There it is. Okie dokie. What would have been really smart is if I would have not tighten the cable on there before I put the cable through the throttle attachment. That it looks like good throttle activation. Okay, throttle cable, done skis. Okay, now it's time for the brake cable. Stupid mic cable. And this is going to be the same process, only on the brakes. Okay, so while I was away looking for a new bolt, I wound up coming across another brake handle that we have, and it is in way better condition, and it matches the one on the other side. So what I'm going to try to do now is stretch this puppy over the handlebar and hope that I don't break it. Well, it broke. It broke it. So now I get to put this lovely looking thing back on here. But the good news is that while I was looking for a bolt, I didn't only find the new brake lever, I found the bolt. So, man, have y'all noticed that stuff is starting to explode a lot on this channel? And that clutch exploded in my hand. Now a brake lever. Okay. Okay, I found the nut. You know what else I found while I was looking for this nut? If you set another brake lever, you lose. That's not it. I found a better spring that I took off of my go-kart, and it'll work a lot better as a throttle return spring on this thing. Okay, anyways, we got the new old brake lever in. We got the new cable here. Okay, so now we've got our cable routed. And now what we need to do is, once again, snip off this mountain bike fitting here. Or that's actually a road bike fitting. The other side is a mountain bike fitting. And it's going to feed through here and attach back to this. That'd be really nice if that had an eyelet hole and I could just tighten it down on there. You know the old saying though, you can wish in one hand and kids might be watching. So good luck. Okay. Oh yeah. All right. There we go. Cool. So, the brake cable's installed. The throttle cable's installed. I need to do a throttle return spring. That's what I need to do. I'm just bending this spring. I had to cut a little bit of it off, so. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's how it's supposed to work out. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to cut off some zip ties. And I think this is done for the day. All right, guys, well, there you have it. The mini bike is running again. I guess it was never really not running, it just needed some things fixed. But we got the forks straightened out. We got the cables all better. They were just horrible. And this thing is just ready to roll. That throttle return spring is way better. And the brake, I think I'm gonna have to fidget with it a little bit more, but it's gonna be better. But yeah, it's a fun episode. I love this mini bike. And this old Briggs motor is just a champ. This thing runs like a top. Once again, guys, thank you so much for stopping in and watching my video. Thank you for checking out the channel. If you like what you see, hit the like button. If you think this channel's going somewhere and you want to see where it goes, hit the subscribe button. And while you're there hitting that button, hit the bell as well so you can tell when I'm putting these videos up. I try to put one out every Monday and every Friday. And sometimes little kicker episodes in there, little previews and stuff like that. So just come on back, check us out again, look at our other videos, and just see what you think, all right? Please leave a comment. That helps me get seen in the search bar. And let me know what you think about the frame right here. I want to chop this off and put it at an angle here just to give it a little bit of uniqueness. Let me know what you think. The next time you see this on video will be the time trials or the hot lap episodes. We're going to lay down our first times around the track. Yes, that is somebody else's idea, but it's such a good idea and it just needs to be done. If you have a track and you've got go-karts, you've got to time them. So once again, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching the video. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. And if you haven't, then please consider it. We would love to have you subscribe to the channel. Once again, guys, have a great day. Come back and see us. Thanks.